Welcome to the Withering Effect, episode 8. Today is August the 4th. I'm DiiKoj, and apparently this is now my podcast.
And I'm Bankaardappel, or Bank for short, and today we're going to talk about some Minecraft. Where's Duds? Where did he go?
Here I am. My name's Duds, or Duds Versus on most social media circles. You can find me by Duds Versus just about anywhere. Let's get into what we've been working on this week. DiiKoj, you're our guest. Start us off.
All right, nice to be here. This week I have been very tired. I got back from a trip to Canada Tuesday evening, where I spent a week of kind of combined vacation with job as a musician. Played in a festival in Toronto. So really fun, but when I got back, I think I got the jet lag, so I couldn't sleep properly at night and so on, and instead took day naps all the time.
Yeah, it's very overrated going on vacation because you miss your home bit.
I guess so, yeah. But also, because I live in Sweden, and that Canada is kind of on the other side of the earth, so going there wasn't a problem, but coming home and get into your regular routines, and especially this sleeping schedule, that was hard the first couple of days. But I think I'm back into stuff.
That's good. Bank, how about you? How was your week?
It was a pretty quiet week. I just relaxed a bit. I finally managed to get a time for my speed run, which was cool, because I tended to die a lot. I did it in little less than 2.5 hours, like literally a few seconds less. But that's kind of cool. And I did yeah, it counts. I actually sent it in. It's going to be reviewed, I guess. We'll see how that turns out. And I did another stream, which was cool. I'll definitely be doing that more, because I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, get Bank live streaming.
Yeah. Eventually, you did it again, as well as you did with YouTube. But that was pretty much it for my week. What did you do?
I streamed a lot. Again, I think it was 3 times again this week. It's turning out lots of fun. Hey, Suze, dang it, we just hit the record button. Crazy dog. Anyway, so during streams, I've just been concentrating on my base, mainly upgrading the XP on demand machine. That thing is really good. So with the cactus farm, running it took about 10 hours to supply 1 furnace with enough XP to repair a tool. With the kelp farm modifications we made, I can now get 2 furnaces in 10 hours full. No, wait, that's less than 10 hours. I want to say it's like 6.
Well, that's mainly because you can use the smokers now, right? Well,
yeah,
you get a lot
because
more.
I have the smokers. That's what it was.
Cactus.
Yeah, so it's 10 with regular furnaces, but with smokers, they move twice as fast, so it's around 5 to 6 hours now.
Nice.
Which is insanely fast for what I need, to the point where I think if I get on the server right now, I have 3 furnaces locked and ready to go.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I really like that machine. I might get it as well, actually. I
think it's
really
a great
like
machine. And especially considering it could be a very early game machine. Because you don't really need a ton of supplies. The redstone's the most expensive part. Redstone and iron. But
but the farms are fairly cheap. Like bamboo and kelp is quite easy to get.
The next thing is
Stuff like that.
Update on the car. I still don't have my car. But I finally know where my car is, which was my biggest complaint most of the week. I should be getting it back tomorrow, or when you guys hear it, I should have hopefully had the car back for 2 days now. So we'll see. Keep track of Twitter. I might be yelling at a car company about fixing my car again. And then Susie got sick. There's no way around that. She She got a little bit of a bladder infection type issue going on, peed everywhere.
Oh.
So I spent yesterday in the vet.
Oh.
Is she gonna be okay now?
Oh yeah, she's fine. She's on medication and stuff, which means she gets an extra slice of turkey deli meat so she can take her pill.
I guess she isn't complaining.
No, spoiled dog. And it's like I get the really fancy turkey meat for my lunches.
Mm-hmm.
So she got to have the fancy turkey meat before I got to have the fancy turkey meat.
Ooh.
That's fair.
Yeah, spoiled dog. But let's get into the Minecraft news before I spoil my dog anymore on stream.
What news?
Yes, exactly. Literally, no Minecraft news. I searched for an hour, and I couldn't find anything new. I'm pretty sure Bank was right when he said Mojang's probably not going to release anything till Minecon, which is, 2 months from now still?
Yeah, it's in September, right? So that's only 1 month, isn't it? But it's
like mid-September, so...
Fair enough, so a little bit longer. Yeah, I think they'll save any big news for then, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
But instead of Minecraft news, we do have podcast news. The Withering Effect hit 500 plus plays on the podcast.
Yay!
That's awesome. I can't believe you could listen to that much. We're only 8 episodes in, too. Well, technically 7, because obviously no one's listened to this episode yet. So, in 7 episodes, 500 plus views. And sorry, my dog is like... Suze, you sound like a train. I'm trying to concentrate. She's just looking at me like, what?
I mean, it's hard to calculate quickly, but that's like 80 plays for each episode or so.
I know, right?
That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited about that. That's cool.
Yeah. So those of you who have hit the play button, thank you so much. That's extremely awesome. But on top of that 500 listens on the podcast, we need 500 people in our Discord. If you guys want to put a comment or just talk random Minecraft with us, we do have a Discord. You can join that. It's free, no worries or anything. Literally, just join and blab on about Minecraft. We'd love to hear from you guys. The link for that is in the description. Words. These are the things I talk about when no one's listening. I struggle with words. But yeah.
They can also add... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in the Discord, or not Discord. Dang it, Bank, you done confused me. In the description down below. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, they can also add suggestions to what we're going to talk about and stuff on the Discord and all that.
Yes. Topics are awesome. Give us more topics. We want more topics. We've grinded out the what would you do to Minecraft to improve it topic a lot lately.
We have, yeah. It's an easy topic to talk about, but it's, gotta do something else as well.
It's very interesting to listen to. Very inspiring.
Yeah. Mojang, where's my red dragon? That's my one per episode.
Where is it?
Yeah. Okay, so now that we're done tripping over words and me blabbering on about stuff, let's get into our main topics of discussion this week. DiiKoj, you're going to start us off. You had a really good topic. Go for it.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite topics, I guess, and it's about limitations, and mostly voluntary limitations, but also it's interesting to discuss forced limitations, both in life and Minecraft, of course. And what I've found when, for instance, writing music is if anything is possible, you can write any music you want. Most often, nothing comes out. I need to limit myself to spark the inspiration. And once I focus down to some build stones or some form of limitations, and the inspiration has come, then I am free to break my own rules or expand in different ways, or keep the limitations as well, depending on the context. And actually, my first Let's Play series on YouTube, Minecraft Let's Play series, It's called Wooden Tools Adventure. I don't know if you have seen.
I was
any of
going to bring
those.
it up if you didn't. I loved that series.
You did?
Yeah, I did. I watched every episode.
Oh.
I think I watched it, but it's so long ago. I'm not
It
sure
really is.
anymore.
Well, when DiiKoj first applied to join Comicraft, the first thing I did when I saw he had a YouTube channel was go to it, and I watched every episode of Wooden Tools before I voted on him.
That's why
Really?
I pretty much think I did watch it, but it's just so long ago. I honestly can't really remember that well.
Yeah.
Because when I try to watch those videos, I just can't anymore because I sound so. I don't know. I had an idea to be really relaxing, but instead it just sounds kind of weird and scary.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, I think everyone's first couple episodes are just so cringe fest. No one can go back and watch and listen to them anymore.
I guess everyone has to do those.
but, I
take
mean-
those steps.
In our circle, you're known as the relaxing guy to listen to.
That's true.
So
But
you got what you wanted in the end.
But anyway, that series is about limitations. I think it was too early for me to make that kind of series then because I was such a noob in Minecraft. But my idea was to have villagers being much more interesting because my own limitations were that I couldn't craft any tools higher than wood. Couldn't craft anything with stone or iron, gold, diamonds. So I had to trade for all of those things. I couldn't even craft the furnace. So that's kind of that's a real challenge.
Yeah, but even way back when, you were even trying to make villagers more important.
Yeah.
It took till 114 before they finally understood that.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, that's my topic. Do you have any comments on that?
I kind of do. I assumed or I thought more Minecraft like, but when you started off saying that when you have all the music you can choose from, it's difficult. I can relate really well to it because I'm a drummer, and
Yeah.
I know a lot of like you have the fills. People who don't know what I'm talking about, it's sort of the playful stuff in between, I guess. And I struggled with them for a long time, like to come up with something creative. And I noticed that a lot of people who do that, they just remove drums from their drum kit, so they don't have as much choice to go to. And then learn to do it with like 3 things instead of using 5 or 6, which limits the possibilities, but it helps you get more creative with it.
Yeah.
So that was funny because I know that I knew the point you were trying to make, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you had too many drums on your kit.
Yeah, and then it's easily like you can't make a choice, and then when you don't have as much choice, it's easier to make a choice, I guess. I'm not sure what the psychology behind it is, but it's like exactly on the same field, and I recognize it, which is funny. Well, you're broader in music than one instrument, I think. But it's still I think it's funny. But I only thought sort of Minecraft things. For the rest, so it's fun to think of a perspective outside of it as well, because it is, how do you say it? It's a really consistent thing. Like it happens a lot in your life, I guess, where you need inspiration for something. Not even like when you're really creative. For anything, you kind of need inspiration. When I go back to Minecraft though, because that's what I sort of thought about. You have the forced and the not so forced inspiration. Like some things are choices, and then some are not really choices. And within Minecraft, I think the choice I like to make is I like to not affect the terrain around me too much. And then you sort of have to follow the train, which guides you into things you have to do. Like, you can't just dig out a mountain. Well, you could, but I like to not do that. And then that sort of guides inspiration. You can't just think of a house. You have to sort of make it work within that train. Which I think is a big part of how I do it.
Yeah. You can kind of maybe also look at the surroundings and see what materials come from nearby. If there are oak trees, maybe it's you should use oak in your building because those trees are nearby.
I generally try to use it. I do usually pick a different tree type just to have a little bit of contrast so it doesn't blend in too much. But I try to stick with the sort of color scheme of the area, I guess. That would be... I let myself guide a lot by the surroundings and the terrain, which I think is fun because it's a really variable aspect as well, so you can't really plan too much about it, and you just have to roll with what you get, which is a fun way of doing it, and you get ideas that otherwise you would have never gotten, which I think are usually better ideas than something you just think of out of nothing.
Yeah, for me, when I do like force limitations, my first thoughts immediately go to spawn proofing blocks because I don't like mobs running around my base. So you immediately have to think, what blocks can I place down that are going to be spawn proof and not allow things to creep up behind me, blow up my stuff. Obviously, you have the light blocks that are just going to make sure the darkness doesn't get close to it. But if you want to play with light, now you're stuck in like half slabs, path blocks, carpets, even redstone and tracks you can put down to stop spawns. And to me, that's a very forced theme because nobody wants their stuff blown up. So it's Minecraft limiting your creativeness from the start. And to me, that's what I think of when forced limitations. I had no say in this unless I want to do willing combat. And I suck at combat. Anyone who watches my video streams know I'm going to die. So I need to spawn proof everything. Voluntary limitations, though, I kind of went, well, you've got to use blocks that fit your build palette. What's your theme? If you're going with a medieval theme, then stuff like quartz and concrete might not work really well. I mean, there are obviously exceptions to the rules, but you kind of need to think what blocks in your palette, and that's to me a voluntary limitation because you're setting the palette. You have to come up with what fits and what doesn't fit. Also, you have redstone. If you're like me, I have redstone everywhere, and I limit the effectiveness of my redstone. Like, I could build the giant mob farms or the most effective kelp farm known to man, but it's not going to look good. And to me, the looking good part of a design is always the number one part. If it doesn't look good, it's not worth building. So I'll limit the effectiveness of redstone so it fits in the overall view that I have in my mind of how a build's going to happen.
Yeah, that's an interesting limitation. Looks before function.
Yeah, in real life, I don't have any kind of creative bone in my body. So Minecraft is where my creativeness comes out.
What do you think about what struck me is if you compare, for instance, Minecraft with Lego, you need to use your imagination quite a bit because you have these larger building blocks. Because we haven't got all the slabs and stairs, for instance. I think it could be easy for Mojang just to give us everything, right?
Yeah. You're speaking to the choir. I think every stream, me and Banker, just like, why don't they just go ahead and give it to us? Why wait?
But could that be a conscious choice from them to not give us everything? We need to work with limitations because that sparks creativity.
Yeah, I think it's 100% Mojang saying, we're limiting you on purpose to do some creative stuff. And my response to that is to shove it. Don't tell me what to do. But no,
this
I
is
definitely...
kind of...
Yeah, go ahead,
sorry.
Mike.
I was going to say, this is kind of what in your last stream, you kind of mentioned this. You were talking about concrete, stairs, and slabs. Mm-hmm. And I said, am I the only one who doesn't want concrete, stairs, and slabs? And you replied with yes. But I think that's a good example of, I think if they will add concrete, stairs, and slabs, like Minecraft will basically turn into a cartoon. Everybody will just use those blocks because it has every color you want. And I think people will just use those blocks and stop using other ones because, I don't know, they got the choice to go to those, so why would they choose another block that wouldn't fully fit?
Yeah, and to me, that's when you've got to surround yourself with decent, good builders. That's not going to do that. Because I get what you're saying. Obviously, if you join a public server, you're going to have a house built entirely out of concrete blocks, and it's going to look like a cartoon. It's going to be the dirt and stone houses of old. See, Suze agrees with me, too.
That's what makes you think that...
I want concrete slabs at least.
That
Don't
they
give
might
me the stairs,
choose
just
to
give me slabs.
do concrete. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Banks breaking it up on us.
It could also be, of course, that if they give us everything, the next update wouldn't be as exciting, maybe. If they hold off on certain, they want to give every sort of player something in every update, right? So if we get all the slabs and stairs in one update, all the builders will be kind of uninterested in the next update, maybe.
Maybe.
Then
that's a good point as well. Yeah.
They might not confess to this ever, but it has to be something, right? Besides from the technical side, that we don't get every building blocks all at once.
I'm sure. I mean, we're seeing that now. They have another biome vote for Minecon this year, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see the exact same biomes we saw last year in the exact same format we saw them, just missing the taiga biome. And to me, that's kind of a bad way of doing things. I felt all the biomes should kind of have just been released. Let's not vote. Let's not have to wait a year to get a new biome. And if you're going to do that, if you're going to make us wait a year, then those biomes that didn't get the votes to win, you should drastically try to do something different to make it worth voting for again. But I don't think we're going to get that.
It kind of sounds boring. I hope they don't do that.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
I hope they
want
don't...
termites. Don't put termites in the biome.
I hope they don't keep the voting up, but I mean, DiiKoj kind of makes sense to me. They gotta save some ideas to have something to release later on.
Right. Yes.
As well, I guess.
Well, I mean, we saw that when I did research for the ideas that were in Minecraft once before that aren't in Minecraft now, but it turns out the grindstone was an actual feature that somebody thought about a long time ago who just couldn't get it to work. And then when they came up with the idea for the grindstone, like, I want to say the grindstone was a mob or a villager or something.
It was that ground one instead of the phantom, wasn't it?
Yeah, the lizard-looking thing.
Yeah, that's true. I've forgotten about that.
Yeah. That's the other thing. I really do like the Atom Mob vote. While I didn't really want the Phantom, I thought that was really cool. I thought that was a lot cooler than the biome updates. But that might just be me.
I don't know. I got excited by the biome update. And I mean, I'm still sort of excited about a new biome update. I think there's a few biomes who couldn't really do use a bit of touch up. So I don't mind it that much. I'm not sure if the voting is the greatest idea. I'm just very doubtful about their voting system because they voted right before that water update, and then they did a flying mob. It sort of mismatched a lot. If they make sure that doesn't happen, I'm okay with all the voting and random biomes. I think that's kind of cool.
Bank wants a squid. He really wants a man eating a squid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
To
on
me,
board.
I think that's why it didn't win, was because it looked like a squid. If it
I
looked
can
like
see
a
that.
different creature, I bet it would have won. Or if they had announced that it was an aquatic update before they did the voting, it would have won.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Although I was assuming through the whole process to the update of 1.13 that they were gonna add a shark, and they never did. But I really assumed they would.
Yeah.
Exactly, that was what I was going to say as well. There were so many videos on sharks, right? Around that time. Sharks confirmed, even. Maybe with a question mark.
I'm
It
sure
might
there's
have been
a
the
red
dolphins
arrow.
that tricked
Yeah.
everyone. But that's another thing. Like, they have something that looks so close. Is it really that much different than a dolphin? It seems like they were there almost already to have one.
They need an Easter egg shark now that just kind of is just a model that sits in the ocean, doesn't really move or anything. It's like, here you go, Easter egg. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic, because we're at the point where I think inspiration for builds is kind of already been touched on when we talked about DiiKoj's limitations.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's like, how do you get the inspiration? So you've set your limitations. You're like, I'm going to build this way, this map. And that kind of, to me, points me in the direction for where I want to do inspiration. Like, every map, I try to focus on one thing I need to do to get better. So, like, the last season of Comicraft was my landscaping abilities was really not well. It was a very poor part of my gameplay. So I looked at ways to improve that, and just like these landscape pictures and stuff. Matter of fact, I have a picture of this hole in the ground that I saw, and I went, I'm gonna build that in Minecraft. And I think if you take that picture and you put it together with a picture from my Minecraft base, they'll look so similar. It's not even funny. And I was really excited about that. And then this season, it was, well, I just dig in a mountain all the time. I don't ever do any freestanding builds. So now I've got this entire village in front of my base. Well, it's half a village right now. But I'm really focusing on freestanding builds this season and getting better at that. So for you guys, how do you get your inspiration going? What motivates you to say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in this direction. What's up?
You want to go, Bank?
Sure. I was gonna let you go first, but I can go as well if you want. Well, for me, there's sort of two parts of inspiration, I guess. One is sort of getting a general idea of what you want to do, and then the other one is when you're actually making it and getting the details and what kind of details you want.
Mm-hmm.
The sort of general ideas, inspiration for that, sometimes it just sort of comes out of nowhere, which I guess everyone has. You just get a nice idea. Quite often it's well, like I said before, it's the area around it or builds that I build around it. If I already had to build some stuff, or maybe other people had built some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big like inspiration part for me of an evil or I almost spoke Dutch there. At least to get like a general idea going. And then sometimes I saw something cool or like in another game or in a movie, and I'm like, oh, that would be cool to make in Minecraft, or that would fit really nice within that build or that team or my base or somewhere, and then I'll just try and sort of recreate it. So those are all ways for me to get an idea, I guess. And then when I try to detail stuff, if I'm really familiar with something, I can do it out of my head, and I can just basically scout my memories to get some inspiration. More often than not, I'm not that familiar with the things, and I just scout for pictures or get real life examples. Talking to people is a great way to get ideas as well.
Yeah, I mean, with me lately, I've done the whole detail stuff on live stream with what you're saying. It really does help a lot having 8 or 9 people sitting there watching you saying, "No, you dummy, that looks stupid. Don't do that."
Yeah, well, I know we have spent a lot of time like throwing ideas at each other as well.
Yeah, I don't know how many times we've just sat there and said, "Well, we can do this," and one of us would go, "No," and the other one would go, "Okay, let's try this," and then the other one would be like, "Not really." And then like an hour later, we're like, "Both. This is perfect. This will work."
Yeah. Which, now that I think of it, are kind of forced limitations. Like, he doesn't like that, so that's a rule we gotta add now.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it was on my last stream in the kelp farm. We were both trying to figure out which way was the best way to get the most efficient amount of kelp out of it. And I think I turned down your ideas 3 or 4 times before finally it's like, you know what? That's it. He's right. Let's go.
Well, that's one way how we know it at least works between us, right? Quite often it's just I'll throw like a load of ideas at your face.
Yeah.
And then at some point you're like, oh, hey, that could work. And then you roll with it. And then you just completely change it as well. But at least it gave you a general direction to go.
Yeah. Bank understands that to get something rolling in my head, you just constantly throw stuff at it. And while it might not be the same thing as what he said, it was enough to get it rolling forward.
Or he gets that the way I'm saying it, I mean something else.
Yeah.
Well, you need to plant the seed maybe half an hour before it actually grows up to be something.
Oh, well, that's what it started, because I think you said, let's do a sweeper arm for the kelp farm too. And I looked at you and said, you're crazy. That sweeper arm took forever to make. I'm not doing it again. And then we moved on. And then an hour later, yeah, okay, a sweeper arm will work.
Yeah. Yeah, those are all, I think those are all like really good ways to get inspiration if you're stuck, but also if you're not stuck.
Yeah. DiiKoj, what about you? What do you use to jumpstart your inspiration?
I'm trying to think. I think I also, like you, Dads, try to always make something I haven't done before. And for me, it's easy because I play so slowly. My progression, I haven't even killed the Ender Dragon myself in a single player world ever. Coming up this November, I think. Then it's the 2-year anniversary for my current single player series.
2 years already? Wow. Well done.
Thank you. But yeah, build something I haven't built before in a style I haven't tackled before. But also I think I try to weave everything into some sort of story that I can connect to all the parts of the worlds in some way together with the viewer. But
yeah, I mean, your single player world is a great example of inspiration. I mean, you create new music for every area in your world. That's insane. And every bit of music sounds perfect for that area. And I'm just like, I can put 2 blocks together.
Yeah, thank you. It's a lot of work, but it was also fun and rewarding. But yeah, real inspiration. I think I mostly get that from other YouTubers, actually.
Yeah.
Mostly, I don't know why, but mostly the really old school single player Minecrafters like BOO, which is a fantastic builder, and Etho Slab. Especially Etho makes his world kind of alive because every little part has a meaning, so he comes back to them now and then. And to me, that is what makes parts of the world come alive.
Yeah.
You have it has a function, and it pleases the eye somehow.
Yeah, I've been watching BWO a lot lately, especially since he's now coming back to YouTube and doing more episodes. And it's awesome to watch how he does it, because his episodes really don't center around building. They just kind of center around a story he's telling about the builds he's building, which to me is a really cool way to look at it.
And he builds incredible stuff
and he's
as
a very
well.
good builder.
Yeah.
All right, Bank, do we want to go ahead and move on to your topic?
Yeah, we can do. Well, mine is sort of in the same line, I guess. I was thinking like planning a base. I'm not much of a planner at all. I like to wing it a lot, but I know some people plan a lot, and then at least like even when there's a new map, I sort of have a new plan, or I try to make a plan of what I'm gonna do there. And I was curious on how you guys tackle it, because for me it's I sort of I've had like a few bases, not too many, and for I think 2 of them I just kind of built a mansion and then sort of evolved from there. I just continued and sort of stuff came to be. One turned into a ranch, the other one, I don't know, just some kind of mansion, I guess. And then I did another few times, and then now the current map is the same. I had like a sort of topic to go with. Last map is a great example, which was the Island Research Center. And I just had a topic to sort of go with then from there I just winged it, but stayed within that topic. And I was curious on how you guys tackle that kind of things. Like, how do you go about it when there's a new map?
That base, I must say, Bank, that was amazing. Yeah,
Thank you.
And it all flowed so well when you had that theme going. Even the small, memories that you saved around the base and your cafeteria, and I really loved that place.
Yeah, me too. It definitely. I had the story way better than I did now, and I noticed that when I built. It's just like it helps you build so much to have a little story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, I don't plan ahead that much either. If I play on a server, I try to kind of find my place, I guess. Which other players are there? What are they building? Their bases, and where do I fit in? Can I be unique in some way? But what I have noticed the last couple of years is that I try to gradually expand the base. For instance, I rarely make a big storage room. I scatter the storage around the base instead, so I have to run around the rooms to not spend too much time in just the storage area, and kind of start small and then see what's the next step. What do I need, and then go from there and build the next little stage. And,
I remember when we had you on the Discworld, you were known, at least to me and Bank, as the guy who built small, but built with so much detail, it just put us to shame.
It looked bigger than the big builds, but they were just tiny.
Yeah. I remember working on, I talked about this in not last stream, but the stream before, because I did a tour of kind of all the old Comicraft maps. And I was at Discworld Nether Hub, and I remember working on my little Nether Hub entrance. And it took me all day to come up with something that really was rather plain. And then you kind of like hopped on and you started laying some blocks out for your hub. I had like signed off to do some lunch or whatever, and I came back on, and then bam, there was your thing in there in this immense detail, and it looked exactly like what you had at your base. And I'm going, how in the world did he think these 2 little rectangle boxes would look like that and threw it up there so fast. So you may not be planning stuff, but holy cow, does it all fit together very, very well.
Well, maybe that was easy because then I had already a theme, and I could build small, and building small is fast, right?
That's true.
But I loved both your bases on that map, so I wouldn't say I was anything special, but I think I found my place. No one else built small, for instance, small and
No.
that detail, so that was fun being a contrast in that way.
Yeah, that's what really impresses me about you. That I need a bigger build to make it as detailed as you do, and you just managed to do it with like a 2-block space, and you managed to put in so much detail somehow. I appreciate that so much. It's beautiful to watch.
I gotta point out that on a map that was custom made, this was a custom made map full of detail in every block. DiiKoj was known as the builder who did small detail.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you overshadowed the map maker, even though they were very small. So I always thought that was cool. And then the fact that you've continued that, like if you go to your base now, it's still a small base, but you started working with redstone, and you still, again, don't have a plan. You can tell by your base, but everything you do, again, just weaves together. Like, I don't know, you can tell you're a music writer or you're creative in some way, because you're just taking these random things and putting them together, and somehow they just weave in this nice pattern that's all thematic. And it's just like, well, daggone it, I gotta be better than this.
Oh, nice to hear that.
Yeah. We totally just went off topic to praise DiiKoj for the last 10 minutes, by the way.
Sure, I mean
Well,
it's deserved as well.
Yeah, that's the amount of respect we have for
Yeah.
DiiKoj. I wouldn't be doing YouTube anymore if it wasn't for DiiKoj.
oh,
because-
really?
There was a part where I went, I don't think I could get any better at what I was doing. And then you joined, and it was really on the Discworld map where I went, well, if he can do this, I can do this. And so that's what you don't hear it because you're not really in my streams that much, because it's like 2 a.m. when I'm streaming for you.
Yeah.
But you get a lot of praise on my streams. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Well, and also it helped starting me onto YouTube.
Yeah.
Because I had that. Well, you were sort of pushing me towards it. That was during the Discworld already, and I think during the Discworld somewhere, especially when I also saw DiiKoj's videos, I was like, oh, that is kind of fun. I want to get in on that. It still took a while, but that definitely helped get me started to have not just another person that does YouTube, but it was a different way of doing it as well, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't have to try to be Hermitcraft. I could be small. I could be DiiKoj sized and still be very good at my craft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would have played Minecraft either if I hadn't started YouTube. It's I don't know what it is, but it's something that it matters what you create or something. I don't know. It's special.
I recognize that. I think it's the just being able to share it. You don't just build it for yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I get it. It's YouTube helps you sort of continue. I mean, that's a grim way of putting it, I guess, as if it's a chore. It isn't, but yeah, it helps you continue on it, I think.
I guess it's
right.
like musicians as well. You just don't play for your own sake. Even if you don't make concerts, maybe you aim for the next record. To have something. You create something that is more concrete in some way than just playing music in general. It's something you want to create something that can be seen somehow.
Yeah.
DiiKoj saying all this, and I'm sorry. I think the ice cream truck is literally riding up and down the road behind me, blaring the ice cream tune. So if you guys can hear that, I'm sorry. It's like as soon as I hit record on this live podcast, I've been hearing people rev their engines up and down the road, and now an ice cream truck of all things is going.
I thought I heard some kids, but I thought they were on my end somewhere. Maybe we all got a bunch of noises going on somewhere.
Yeah.
Does that have a special melody that the car is playing?
Mm-hmm.
In Sweden, it's... It's not like that in...
I don't
I
remember.
don't know. I think until I was 20, I didn't even know we had ice cream trucks over here.
See, this is where I can bring it. My sister is 27 years old. She is not a little kid anymore. She teaches teenagers as her career. And if she hears an ice cream truck going up and down the road, she will run out the door with a couple of bucks in hand to make sure she gets an ice cream from an ice cream truck.
I didn't even ever get the chance to do it.
Okay,
I
so
get that.
we're going to try to get back on topic, I swear. But you guys seem to like when we get really crazy and go left center. So there's that. For me, when I'm planning a base, like I said, I try to get better at something I'm not very good at. The use of pictures and landscapes really helps, but mainly just choosing a theme. Like, was it last Comic Craft map? That was supposed to be a modern build, even though it was set in a not so modern block style. So it was a modern build, but maybe like dystopian modern. And I think it worked out very well. This season on Ripple Effect, I tried to do a very medieval build, which is something I've never done before. And it just so happens that it's the biggest block palette I've had. And so there are many times where, like DiiKoj said, I'm just going, I have all these choices. Which one do I choose? And then I got to limit myself to say, well, I've used spruce logs everywhere. Stop using spruce logs. Use something different. Like, I think I used birch and oak for the first time this week. And we've been on this map for a year now.
That's a long time to be able... I mean, those are very basic logs.
I know.
It's a long time to not be using them.
Well, I have used them now.
Nice.
And that was the
Zeus.
Zeus monster again. She is not having it.
That's alright. I mean, I don't mind hearing her. Don't know about other people, but... Yeah. Little noise in the background's okay.
We all
There
like
was a lot of
Zeus.
noise in the background this podcast.
Yeah.
But unless you guys have anything else, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Good with you?
I'm good with that, yeah? Yeah.
Bank. Let's
If
take
you if you guys like the show, tell everyone about it in your Minecraft community, and just everyone. The more people know, the better. Share this on social media. Leave us a rating and a review, and that really helps us out. Get some feedback. Get more listeners and stuff. If you would like to get into contact with the show, send an email to podcast@rippleeffectsmp.com. Tweet us or join our Discord and have a chat, and we can learn new things from you. And the links are in the show notes as usual.
Yeah, this show has been brought to you by Bank and myself, but also our digital producer, Carl. He helps make sure the show ends up where it's supposed to be and not somewhere in North Korea. The music you hear in the intro and outro was created by the one and only DiiKoj. DiiKoj, thank you so much for joining us today. Both Carl and DiiKoj's social media accounts can be found in the show notes. Words, I always fumble reading scripts. Thanks so much, guys, for getting withered. Bye.
See ya later.